Hi, good morning. The last class we have discussed about the classification of carbohydrates based on hydrolysis. And in that regard, I have given some, idea about the classification. That means here in this type of, based on its hydrolysis, one we can classify carbohydrate into four different categories, right? So we all know the first one is monosaccharide. So what are monosaccharides and all, we will see in detail with their particular examples. Why? Because here example plays a very important role for your not only theory examination, in your competitive examination also these example plays a very important role. Why? Because that means based on these examples, one or two questions we had till now, right, in our competitive examination for these type of saccharides. So monosaccharide is nothing but, here one we can understand, mono means single, right? Single means a single unit which cannot undergo further hydrolysis to give, polyhydroxy like ketone or aldehyde, right? So such monosaccharides, one we can call them as a monosaccharides. Mono means single, which will not be further undergo into the hydrolysis to give polyhydroxy like, aldehyde or ketones. Such monosaccharides are called as, such saccharides are called as monosaccharides. If you want, you can have a definition also, like a carbohydrate that cannot be hydrolyzed, the carbohydrate, the carbohydrate that cannot be hydrolyzed, that cannot be hydrolyzed further to give simpler units of, or simple units of polyhydroxy aldehyde and ketone. In simple word, one can say these will not be undergo further division to give units, right? So why? Because it is a single unit. It is itself a single unit, so that's why it will not undergo further division. So such saccharides, one we can call them as a what? Monosaccharides. And here the examples are, example, glucose, fructose or fructose, we can say, ribose, etc. So these are the common and important example of what monosaccharides. So these monosaccharides are further, they will not undergo into the hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is nothing but breaking down. We cannot break these type of saccharides. So why? Because they themselves having a single unit itself. So that's why that single unit one we cannot further go into the division. So right. So such saccharides one we can call as a monosaccharides. And for this the examples are glucose, fructose, ribose, etc. Many examples we have. Galactose, that is also a monosaccharide. You, you have number of examples. Please go through the book and just read it clearly. Next. Next is oligosaccharide. Number two, oligosaccharide or oligosaccharides. So definitely these type of carbohydrates, I mean saccharides, undergo into the hydrolysis. Once they undergo into the hydrolysis, they give 2 to 10, or they yield 2 to 10 monosaccharide units, right? They may be having two, they may be having three simple units, they may be having four, like up to 10 monosaccharide units they can give. After what? After hydrolyzing. After hydrolysis, one we can get 2 to 10, right? In between 2 to 10, there may be a 3, 4, 5, like if they are able to give minimum 2 to 10 monosaccharide units or simple units, then such saccharides, one we can call them as a oligosaccharides, right? Carbohydrate that yield carbohydrate that yield that yields 2 to 10 yield to 2 to 10 2 to 10 monosaccharide units, monosaccharide units right, monosaccharide units on hydrolysis, on hydrolysis are called oligosaccharides, are called oligosaccharides. So these are, that means we are classifying these saccharides based on their hydrolysis. If they yield, I mean, if they able to give 2 to 10 units after breaking down such type of saccharides, if they able to give 2 to 10, then those saccharides one we can call as a oligosaccharides. And here in oligosaccharide, one we can say disaccharide, tri, tetra, penta, like we can go. But among from 2 to 10, the most common, next point one we can say, the most common oligosaccharide is disaccharide, right? So that's why we need to have some idea about this. We won't have tri, tetra, that means they are having very less number of examples. So that's why after oligosaccharide, directly we will go for the disaccharide type. Why? Because it is a most common oligosaccharide type of carbohydrate. So thus, so disaccharide means already when we can say directly we will go for the disaccharides. Number third or number three, oligosaccharide. I mean sorry, disaccharide. Number three, disaccharide or disaccharides. That means after hydrolysis, if they able to give minimum 2 monomeric unit on hydrolysis, right? So the two monosaccharide units are obtained. The two monosaccharide units are obtained. Units are obtained on hydrolysis. On hydrolysis. On hydrolysis of a disaccharide. Hydrolysis of a disaccharide, maybe they may be same, you can say, this is very important, may be same or different. So whatever the unit we get, 2 unit of monosaccharide, they might be same, or else, for example, we can say, see here, example, sucrose, maltose, and lactose. These are the very important, I mean, three disaccharides. See, if we hydrolyze a disaccharide like maltose, it gives a two same units. See here, glucose plus glucose. It is made up of with glucose plus glucose. If we hydrolyze this maltose, right, according to this definition, two monosaccharides, that means they give, definitely they give the two monosaccharides, and later what we said, they may be, the monosaccharide may be same or else they may be different, right? Like in lactose we get, I mean lactose, after hydrolysis of lactose we get galactose plus glucose. See here there are two different monomeric units, galactose and glucose, but here the same. Here also the different units we get. What? Glucose plus fructose. After hydrolysis we get here the two monomeric unit like glucose or fructose. Alright, so that means they may be same, the monomeric unit may be same, or they may be different, right? So this is about what? Disaccharides, and the examples are very important: sucrose, maltose and lactose. And coming to the last one, that is polysaccharide. The name itself indicates poly means many, right? After on hydrolysis, if they able to give more than 10 monomeric units, then those are called as polysaccharides, right? So polysaccharides means directly one we can go for carbohydrate which yields carbohydrate which yields a large number of monomeric units, on hydrolysis. If they able to give number of, that means large number is nothing but more than 10 we can say, right? So examples are starch, cellulose. These examples are very common in biology, right? Cellulose, glycogen, etc. So these are the some example when we can say, right? So poly means they must and should give, if they able to give a more number of monomeric units on hydrolysis, then such saccharides one we can call them as a polysaccharide. So this is all about today's class. In the next class we will discuss about the next part of this chapter, right? Thank you.